I want to introduce you to the gentleman that's going to take over for me. His name is Major Dave. He drove all the way from Raleigh to be here to put up the speakers today. He's here for us. He's an activist. He was a major in the Army. He's retired. And he said no matter how small, he will come if the people will be there. He'll be there for you. So I'd like for you to give Major Dave a hand for the last hour. He's been sweating. And this should be hopefully easy to read. That's all the pastors.
Thank you very much. And my wife says I'm her peacock. She's not much for crowds, but people, if we don't get out in the public and tell our story, no one else will. I've covered the press conferences, the HB2 rallies in Raleigh, and I want you to know that we did a 3-minute promo with Reverend Mark Creech for one of the rallies in Raleigh, and I put it up on YouTube, and the promo alone got over 6,000 views. People are paying attention. Why? They yearn to hear what we have to say. But they lack the courage in many cases, and yet their courage grows stronger when they see others like us, that when they can link arms and become part of something even bigger than ourselves. If the military taught me anything in 20 years, the best things in life are those things which are greater than ourselves. People are being taught today in our schools that our Constitution provides for separation of church and state, and yet those words are nowhere to be found in it. We're not created as a secular, atheistic country. In fact, a saying that I coined recently is, Israel exists because God once chose a people. But America exists because a people once chose God. But too many, sadly, are casting him aside. HB2 is common sense legislation. I hear a lot of criticism about it, especially the part about the discrimination in employment. I find it very business friendly, to be honest with you, because the employers in North Carolina are no longer held hostage for up to 3 years by any employee with a grievance, threatening to take them to court. They can still sue. They can still file their complaint through an administrative procedure first, and that makes good sense too. Because if we can resolve these grievances at the lowest possible level, everybody wins. I've heard complaints that the rally tonight was overkill because the commissioners have already written letters to the governor in support of HB2, and that's all fine and well. But what I found lacking is that there has not been one voice from Rockingham County. And that's what this resolution tonight will do. It will show the people of Rockingham County standing together as one in support of HB2. Let there be no doubt. Oh, but Major Dave, it's going to hurt us, our businesses, our economic development. Companies who are going to come here may decide to pull out. And my question to you is, what kind of businesses do you want in Rockingham County? If you just want jobs and money, let's open a casino and keep selling liquor after 2 o'clock in the morning. Where do we draw the line? So I thank you tonight for coming out here to saying that the line is right here. We've had enough. And so I am honored to be here with you today, to stand with you to say that HB2 was common sense legislation. Keep doing what you're doing, and in the future, if you ever have anything similar and I can be of help, please don't hesitate to ask, because I will definitely be here. Of course, I'm not from Rockingham County, and people ask me, well, you know, what are you doing here? Why do you even have a voice here? Well, folks, this all started in Charlotte. No, none of us live in Charlotte. But why did it happen? Many don't know the back channel story. The Charlotte Ordinance was actually proposed over a year ago, and it was defeated by their own city council. 2 new people ran for council with the pledge of getting it passed, and they won both of those seats because only 8% of the voters even bothered to turn out for that municipal election. They're supporters, and the victory does go to those who show up. So when people tell you that these down ballot races don't matter, We can certainly prove them wrong now. Because what happened in those 2 city council seats have stretched far beyond even North Carolina. But look at how much money we're losing. Bruce Springsteen canceled his concert. Well, call me dumb, but every single dollar that would have left North Carolina in the pockets of he and his entourage stayed right here to be spent on other things here in North Carolina. As the pastor just said, what happens in this nation is going to be defined by what happened in North Carolina. We have a long history of that, and it goes all the way back to the Mecklenburg Declaration and the Halifax Resolves, those 2 dates that are on our state flag, when North Carolina stood up before anyone else and said, whoa, wait a minute. And we made sure, just like the other 12 original colonies, that in our Constitution, which we signed and ratified before we even decided talking about a federal one, we gave thanks to Almighty God, the sovereign ruler of nations. He was the ruler then, he is the ruler today, and he will be the ruler tomorrow. Wrong is still wrong, right is still right, no matter what laws we pass in between.